We play to learn, entertain ourselves, socialize, but most importantly, to experiment with the world. Lion cubs play to prepare for hunting. We play to prepare for life. The act of playing is so organically integrated into our lives that we can find it everywhere, even if disguised. We call it sports, art, or team building, but that's still it. Once we realized how essential playing is, on both a social and individual level, somebody thought, if I throw here and there some game elements, can I make people do something that they find dull or unappealing? This odd process, gamification, has become widely popular in the last decade. Gamification is used in a lot of fields, and yet sometimes is a great success while others is a sad failure. Why? Diversity is the answer. People are diverse, and diversity is the word that perfectly describes human being. This diversity is reflected in everything we are, do, enjoy, games, among the other things. And while society is still awakening and taking conscious of what being diverse means on a philosophical level, consumers' products and software platforms are a step ahead. User or customer profiling is something that, to some extent, we are all aware of. As a matter of fact, we expect the system to adapt to our needs and likings. In the last few years, the game industry also took these teachings in their specific context. Players can live different experiences also within the same game. Difficulty adjustment, customization, nonlinear narrative. The possibilities are many, but the goal is always the same: retaining the customer for as long as possible. We call this adaptive gameplay, tailoring game content towards each player. Gamified systems, however, are trickier than games. You want to keep the player engaged and retained as well, but also ensure the pursuit of the gamification goal. To be retained, players' tastes should be met so that they are tricked into having fun while doing something supposedly boring or repetitive. Oh, and remember, being entertained, having fun is highly subjective. Does that remind you of something? Yes, adaptive gameplay. And now that you agree with me that adaptive gameplay in gamification is essential, the real problems are about to start. How do we implement it? The most attentive of you will recall the title of the talk. The answer is there: data driven. Data driven says everything and nothing, but it's precisely there that the magic happens. Players' interaction patterns and behaviors, stores our data logs, says everything that you need to know. You just have to use the correct tools to process this information. But be careful. Players' behaviors and preferences can also change as it happens in games. All in all, gameful experiences retrace the real life process of evolution, growth. Let me make an example. When you're a kid, you hate broccoli, or at least you do if you're European. When you grow up, you suddenly find yourself in your loft cooking broccoli and liking it. How that's possible? Well, something similar also happen in games. Preferences and skill sets might and most likely will vary. Therefore, the adaptation must be delivered in a form of a cycle, looking like this one. While players interact with the game, their actions are collected and their behaviors modeled, so that their profile and the role that they have in the community can be derived. As a result, every player has their tailored game content. And now that players are happy, we have just one last issue to tackle. Is the gamification goal achieved? Well, this process gives that for free. You can model players' experience also using the quality of their behavior as evaluator. I am Enrica Loria, a PhD student on adaptive gameplay. I hope I convinced you about its great potential and flexibility. Thank you.